Hey, Kimberly, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm good. I'm good. So I want to introduce everybody to Kimberly Kiles. Kimberly Kiles is a loan officer here at Ideal Mortgage. She came on several months ago. I wanted to just do a quick interview. We've loved having you on board, and I know we spoke the other day about bringing you onto camera and having an interview and going over some questions that we think would be valuable for consumers as well as other loan officers that might be considering coming on board. Hearing from somebody who's actually in the trenches and has been here for a couple months, went through the onboarding, has closed several loans, just to explain your experience. Does that sound good?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks
Okay.
for having me.
Without disclosing the name of your previous company, can you tell me a little bit about why you left and why you chose Ideal?
My background comes from retail banking side where I was a loan officer. I left just because I was presented with the opportunities of the difference of the two. During my interview, pricing was pulled up, the options that I had. I even had the opportunity to compare a current loan that was going in through processing to if I had had it on the broker side, which
Right.
was wow.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a no-brainer. I had never thought about coming over to the broker side. Never. I've been on the retail side all of my career. So just to have those facts and the information that was given to me about the opportunities I can present to my client, it was a no-brainer. It truly was. It was a no-brainer.
Well,
And then
and I think everybody that meets with us, especially from the retail banking side, has that same feeling and that same experience. But operations is obviously super important. You can have the greatest rates in the world if you can't close a loan on time. So walk me through, your experience at your previous retail bank versus your experience here when it comes to operations.
I will absolutely say it didn't matter what size bank it was. It didn't matter what size team it was. My biggest frustration was in every bank that I worked for. No shade for whoever I worked for. It is what it is. My biggest frustration was having to go through the multiple layers of management and departments when a decision needed to be made. It can be a simple decision that basically just needed a common sense judgment call. You either had to escalate it to your sales manager, underwriting manager, sometimes a pricing manager, compliance manager. I mean, all types of different departments, which can lead to delays and sometimes ultimately lead to a file being denied when you know in your heart they could have gone to another lender. Here at IDEA, I don't have that issue. I can pick up the phone and talk to an underwriter. I can escalate issues quickly. I can even reach out to a broker ahead of time when I know a file is kind of sticky and explain to them, hey, I have this situation. What do you think? And they'll tell me, Kimberly, yes, we can do this. What's the information? I already have docs. I've taken the application. I know it's going to be sticky. I can call around to several brokers to see who I can go to and who's going to make this deal work for me. And that's just amazing, Jeff. I mean,
But that's
blown
that's
away.
an invaluable comment. I'm really glad you brought that up because it is so true. People feel like, dedicated underwriting on the retail side, can be beneficial at times, but you've only got one option, and if it doesn't work, you're dead in the water. And that's a huge benefit that we have, and I'm glad you brought that to light. What do you think the biggest difference in your business is going to be now working for Ideal Mortgage versus where you were previously at? How is it going to
Um,
impact your business moving forward?
just basically the things that I just stated, I have control now. I have many options for my clients, and I've had the opportunity to work with past clients so they can see the sweet side of it. It's funny because when I came over here, my teenage daughter said, Mom, what's the difference? I told her, I'm doing the same thing, kind of a different world. And I kind of explained to her, because she's a teenager who loves to shop. So I said, look at it like this. If I was a personal shopper for you and you needed a pair of jeans, and I can only shop at Target for you, I will go to Target. They'll have a couple pair of jeans. The price will be what it is. You may or may not have a coupon. Or what if I can go to the outlet mall and shop for you? You now have hundreds of different price points, hundreds of different styles, hundreds of different colors, hundreds of different fits, and now I can present those to you. Being at Target was what I was on the retail side, and being an idea is being able to have access to the entire outlet mall. And that's funny. That's how I kind of explain it to my past clients who know me from the retail side. Well, what's the difference? And
Well,
that's how I
Kimberly,
kind of explain it to
I
them.
think I'm gonna steal your analogy moving forward because that is a great way to analyze it, and it's very clear and it makes a lot of sense. That's a
Yeah.
great
You have to
analogy.
think of those things when you're talking to your kids. They don't know mortgage lingo. So I always try to think of things to kind of explain it to her. And I do. I use it to my clients all the time. That's the example. That's the difference now with what I'm doing.
You know, a lot of the loan officers we talk to, again, we talk about pricing and comp, and they freak out and they're like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" But they feel stuck and they feel scared about making a move. What would you say to a loan officer that is either that's thinking about making the move but is afraid for various reasons?
I would say I get it. This industry, and Jeff, it's built on relationships and stability, right? So walking away or making a change can feel risky. However, what's even riskier is, you know, not doing what's right for your clients when you know there are many, many options, and not doing what's right for you when you know that you can control the moves that you make in your career.
Yeah, no, that's well put, and I appreciate that, and I agree with you 100%. If you could just to wrap up the conversation, and you've made some great points, and again, appreciate your time. If you could say in one sentence to another loan officer your feeling about Ideal Mortgage when it comes from leadership, operations, pricing, and comp, how could you sum that up in one sentence?
I would say Ideal gives loan officers the freedom to actually serve their clients, offering broker and correspondent channels, competitive rates that you can control, and the ability to move loans to another lender if it doesn't work. You have that ability. Idea is for loan officers who want the control, who wants to have their hands in it and be able to manage your file. And that's what I love about Idea. I love it.
Well, that's awesome. We're so glad to have you, and I know it's only been a couple of months, but we're looking forward to years and years together. And I
Thanks for
appreciate you taking the
having me.
time to, share your experience with us, and so that we could share it with other loan officers as well. So thank you so much, Kimberly.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, have a great day.
You too.